Welcome to another episode of Happy Crafting, tutorials and best practices for CrafterCMS. Today we're going to talk about choosing your CrafterCMS distribution and your installation approach for where and how you want to install Crafter. So let's start with a quick overview of the process. It's really simple. First, we're going to choose which distribution of Crafter we use, whether that's the community version or the enterprise version. Then we're going to choose how and where we want to deploy the software. So, how do we choose which distribution is right for us? Well, the first thing we want to look at is whether or not we require any kind of support or services. If not, then the community edition is for us. If we are looking for support and services or specific features, then the enterprise edition is for us, because the enterprise edition provides technical support, development support, security patches, hosting with Crafter Cloud, enterprise-only features and plugins, access to our partner network, and access to training and services. Once you know which version of the software you want to install, now it's time to decide how you install the software. So this process begins with deciding where you want to install Crafter. Do you want to install it in a SaaS environment like Crafter Cloud, or do you want to install it in a private environment? With Crafter Cloud, there's nothing to set up, there's nothing to install. You simply purchase the platform and you get the environment. That's the point of SaaS. So in the context of a private environment, our next decision is, are we going to install CrafterCMS on a developer machine or a server? If we are deploying the software on a developer machine, then we want to look at the environment that we're installing into. Is it Windows? Is it OS X? Is it Linux? These operating systems are important because different operating systems require us to take some different steps. For example, with Windows, we need to install WSL with Ubuntu on it. Now, once we have either WSL or OS X or Linux, we can move forward with our installation options. And one of the options is to build from source, and we can do that with any of these operating systems. Now, building from source is really something that you would do if you are developing CrafterCMS capabilities itself, if you're extending the platform outside of the plugin framework. In other words, are you extending the core? This is going to be something that really only maintainers and core contributors and folks at CrafterCMS and our partners do, and they'll submit pull requests to Crafter with those extensions in them. So building from source is really for developers of the CrafterCMS platform. For everybody else, you're either going to install CrafterCMS bundles, which are zip files that contain the binaries for Tomcat and the other components that run CrafterCMS, and don't make any assumptions about where and how the software is installed, or you're going to install our Docker containers either directly or into your Kubernetes environment. Now, if you are installing from a server, then you have some additional options. So a server, again, you would either install a Docker or a bundle, and if you are in AWS, you can install an AMI or AMI. If you're looking for some further documentation on how to install these different types of artifacts, you can find that information here with our documentation at docs.craftercms.org. Another option for you is our trial instances. You can request a trial from Crafter at craftercms.com. There's a try button on the website. You can click that, log in, and instantly spin up an instance of CrafterCMS for a short period of time. And if you'd like to extend that trial, just reach out to us and let us know. If you're an enterprise customer, you have access to our support portal, and you can log in and get the enterprise bundles there. The community bundles are available at craftercms.org/download. Our Docker images are on Docker Hub, and you can find our AWS AMIs or AMIs in the AWS Marketplace. Thanks for your time today, and happy crafting.